Back with the F-150 today, and today I'm going to be looking at the starter. It doesn't really want to turn the engine over when the engine's hot, so I'm going to be looking at that and maybe put some mirrors on it today, because when it was sitting on the road someone came by and knocked the mirror off, and I would have glued it back on if I found the other piece, but I never found the other piece. And then a few days later, this exhaust tip, it was just hanging on the ground there, and looked underneath and saw one of the hangers was ripped, so I bought two of them. I already replaced it on the driver's side. Passenger side seemed okay, so I'm gonna replace it anyway. So popped the hood, started wrenching, and something broke. The stud for the starter solenoid. Okay, went out and bought a new solenoid and I replaced it. And the reason why I was messing with it is because I found like there's just too many wires on this one stud for the positive side of the battery. Like the person before me just had way too many accessories and wires on that one stud, and it was getting so hot, and that's why I guess this got brittle. And when I went to take it off, you know, the plastic here broke. And this is how many wires like they had on there, in addition to this wire here. And when I replaced the solenoid here, I ended up moving these two wires down at this hot side there, going to this fuse box that I put in. And I did have it running, and it does get a little warm, but like not so hot to the touch where, like, you know, you're burning yourself. Like I was burning myself on the stud there before, and now I can touch it and it's running. Alright, before I found out that, you know, this stud here was getting super hot, my theory was that the starter was getting cooked by the headers, because there's like a lot of heat that's given off by these headers here. And originally I thought I could solve the problem by just wrapping the starter with a piece of sheet metal all the way around, and then I put tie wire on both sides, and I stuffed it with R12 insulation. But yeah, I was still having problems starting, so I think I got it solved now. But I haven't gone for a long trip in it, I just had it running here, and it seems to start okay. Like the battery's a little bit weak now because I've been messing around with it, but I think it might be alright now. Alright, I think I'm gonna move on to the mirrors next and save the hanger for another day, because the one on the passenger side, it's in okay shape still. So I'm gonna save that for when I'm really bored, and I'm gonna move on to the mirrors. These mirrors I got on Rock Auto, and they're super cheap, like $9. They're just clamp-on mirrors. So I'm gonna see what I can do with them. Yeah, someone knocked it off on this side, and I'd like to get some mirrors on it so I can take that metal to the scrapper. So I'm gonna get to it. So I got both mirrors on, not really where I wanted to put them, but it's where they work, where you can see out of them. I still gotta take the old one off, but ended up being 16 to the top of the door. And I tried a bunch of different spots, like down here, here, and just because you can see out of it on this side doesn't mean you can see in the passenger mirror. So I had to set them, find a way where they both work. And this driver's one is really good now. This one is like a little bit sketchy, but like you can still see perfectly. See, like you couldn't go up any higher or any lower, because then the sail window here like comes about halfway, like obstructs half of the mirror. So this is the only setup that'll work for this. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I did run into an issue. The only thing is, like, there isn't enough set screw thread for it to clamp down properly. So what I'm gonna do is take it off and take this bracket off and put it in the vise and give it a squeeze, so so I can get some more threads for those set screws. Okay, I got that mirror off, and this is the bracket. There's a screw right here that you loosen off, and this part of the mirror, the base of the mirror pulls down, and then you can turn this shaft whatever way you want. And oh, there goes the set screw. Alright, I found the set screw. So yeah, I loosened the base off here, and just to kind of show you how it turns, so you can adjust the shaft there. But I'm gonna undo this screw completely, take the bracket off, put the bracket in the vise and give it a good squeeze, because that's how the set screws were sitting in the truck with the mirror on, and it wasn't even that tight. So I want more set screw length, so you know, set screw doesn't fall out like it did there. I just would have bought another one of these mirrors, but of course they don't have them anymore. Alright, I got those brackets squeezed in the vise there. Everything's tightened down. And I cranked these super hard. They're really tight. You could see there the thread sticking out. Really solid, not going anywhere. Show the other side quickly. I'm running out of memory on my device here. I squeezed this bracket too, and these set screws are really crank tight. They might sit a little lower because there's no seam sealer on this door. Yeah, I'm happy. Now I can actually see something when I'm driving. I can finally take this metal to the scrapper. Alright, I'm gonna cut this video here. Later.